Everybody, it's Yuriko, and I am back. And guess what? I've been kind of floating around on YouTube and watching angry customers and all this other stuff in the night, and then I decide to scroll down to the comments. Boy, talk about some uneducated people. Woo! These fat bitches don't need no Wendy's or McDonald's. That's what's wrong with America. Fat, lazy, and angry. Okay. Another guy agreed with him. I know, right? Try to pick your ass up and cook for yourself. The perfect sandwich. Okay. Okay, let's get some education going on here. Let's do some clarification here. Just because you see the fat girls and the big girls and whatever else on YouTube, that doesn't represent everybody. No, not one bit. See, the ones that are on there just happen to be there at the right time. And, oh, yeah, let's pull out the phone and start videotaping the shit. You know, we're fat. Who cares? Apparently you do, because you have a problem with our weight. We don't have a problem with it. You're the only ones that do. And telling us that we're unhealthy, that's a bunch of bullshit. Because I've been to my doctor on regular routine checkups, and I am just as healthy as can be. And I'm a big girl. And for the ones that are wondering there that have seen my comment on this, because I commented on the video under my name. Yeah, so what is the problem? Big girls do this and big girls do that. Yes, we do. We do a lot of things, but apparently you can't get past the food part. That's the problem. Not us. Just because there are ones out there shown on YouTube doesn't mean we all act like that. Good grief, read a book and make your own sandwich. Because apparently, you just love telling us to go make you food and go do this and go do that and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what, to tell you the truth, motherfuckers? If we actually went out and did all this shit, who'd be fucking fat and lazy? You guys would. Just because you got a job doesn't mean it's active. Just because you're doing this, that, and the other doesn't mean you're losing weight. You're not. You're burning off what you eat. That's about it. You're at a plateau, which means it's a flat line. Boop. Guess what? You ain't going around nowhere. You ain't doing anything extra because, oh, I'm tired. Oh, this. Oh, that. I'm going to whine and cry and bitch and piss and moan because I don't want to do anything when I get home. Okay. And most of these videos are in fast food places, which I understand. But let me tell you something. I've worked fast food for 12 years. Okay. One company in particular for 12 years. Okay. I'm not going to say the company name because I don't want any backlash from people and the whole nine, whatever. But I've worked fast food. And you know what kind of shitty ass people come through every day? No, you don't. Because you're probably one of them. Okay. 2 things in this video. A, don't diss on big girls because you got to find one that knows how to throw her weight around and you go be dead. 2, respect the people that are working behind the counter because you really want to piss somebody off that's making your food. I say that now. After I've been out of there for God knows how long. I don't know how long I've been out of there. I think about 5 years, actually. Yeah, this is recent. Kind of recent. Please, if you're in a fast food place and they screw up and the whole nine, keep your calm. Okay? Don't go batshit crazy mode and start flipping shit on somebody that has A, probably has no clue what the hell you're doing. B, there's somebody over there that just walks up, and don't start reaming on them because they have no clue what's going on. But, you know, I've dealt with some nasty ass customers, and I've always told them with a smile, have a nice day. And I've had my ass chewed for, I think it was 22 cents difference. 22 cents. 2 dimes and 2 pennies. 22 cents difference. Okay? That'd be 4 nickels and 2 pennies. For 22 cents difference, I was chewed out and they were screaming at the top of their lungs. They didn't even let me talk. And they were sitting there going, I'm going to call customer service on your ass because you're being such a bitch and the whole night. I was like, okay, go ahead. I even asked him politely, do you have the number or would you like me to get it for you? That calmly. And it pissed him off even further because I already got the fucking number. With that little conversation that was going on, there was only, okay, you're allowed, let me tell you something about fast food. You're allowed to have $1 difference either way, plus or minus, in your drawer. Anything over, they kind of rate you up for it. And I had, my drawers have always been clean. Right on the penny, right on the nose, clean. And I was going to eat the 22 cents that day and give it back to them. You know, I'll be like, all right, fine, here's the difference. I'm sorry about that. You know, and I tried to apologize up one side, down another because there was a mistake on the board that I couldn't see. I didn't know about. I don't set the board, you know, and it was a discrepancy with what was in the computer. I didn't know, and my ass got chewed for it. None of the managers have gotten in trouble. I got in trouble because the customer service call was on me. Because I asked politely if they had the number or if they needed it. And that I didn't do anything to offer. Well, when you're trying to be courteous and let a customer talk and the whole nine and ask them questions and the whole nine, when you're getting cut off, you kind of quit trying to ask questions. And you just sit there and listen to it. And I sat there and listened to it. I don't know how in the hell I took it. In the back of my head, I'm about this close from reaching through the damn window and choking your ass. But I understand and I feel for the people that work fast food. I really do. And since I've been in it, was in it for so long, I don't get rude with people. I try not to. I try not to be such a bitch. But it's just food. That's all it is. It's fucking food. That's it. Now, when it comes to the food part, all these people sitting out here that are sitting here reaming big girls up one side, down another. Blah, 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 blah. You're fat. You're unhealthy. Why don't you go on a fucking diet? Da, 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 da. Okay, shut up. Unless you are a medical doctor and you have given me a full physical in the 2 seconds you have seen me, shut up. B, just because you sit there and you read WebMD doesn't make you a doctor. Okay, do you get it now? Because I'm sick and tired of the big girl shit. Yes, I am a big girl. Yes, I am fat. You can call me whatever the fuck you want to. I really don't care. I've heard worse by better people. And I have heard worse in person than on a computer screen. Because any kind of, you know, comment on a picture, on, you know, a video or whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's somebody growing balls behind a computer screen. And usually the ones that are losers and that have been, you know, sitting there ratting on people like this, I'm better, pretty much my horse is bigger than your horse, so you can go fuck yourself kind of deal. There's been a study, and quite a few universities have done this, that the people that do that are actually losers. They really do live in their mother's basement. They really do, you know, sit there and hate on women because, you know, they've got one taken care of them. And that's the way they think it should be. And they really don't have a girlfriend because they think that their girlfriend should wait on them hand and foot. It's not the 1950s, guys. Come on. There's some women out there taking care of your ass. Stupidity runs rampant, especially through a shit ton of people. Now, just because we're not media type perfect doesn't mean you have to give a shit. You think that giving a shit is going to give us the motivation to go out and lose weight? No, it won't. You push somebody far enough, it'll give them the motivation to put a gun up to their head. Pull the trigger. You ever think of it that way? And then they're going to do research on what the person was doing beforehand. And they're going to see your comments. And then you get in trouble for it. Because you had a hand in their suicide. So that's murder. You know, bullying is an illegal now, don't you? For people that, you know, are watching this and sitting there going, oh, look at the fat chick. You know bullying's illegal, right? You know that's a felony offense, right? And the best part of it is when you say something online and then delete it, it's not deleted. Because they can trigger it back to your IP address, your account, the whole nine. They can even reactivate your account after you've deleted it and find it. Because nothing ever really truly goes away. So, you want somebody digging that hard into your shit? You better make goddamn sure that you have been talking some sweet goddamn words. Because you will be eating them later, probably in court. Didn't think of that, huh? So, and all this shit and talk and whatever else is going on in the news and whatever, don't you guys have anything else better to say? We've got so much crap and negativity going on right now. You really want to be a Donald Trump? You really want to be that asshole? That idiot that was, his daddy had given him everything. He didn't create a fucking thing. He was given everything. And he goes, I've created companies and they've lasted. Then why do you have so many bankruptcies on your record? Oh, man. It's ridiculous. Why do you screw people out of money? Oh, Donald Trump, you poor person. Running for president. Because you've created all these little monsters out now. And it's going to be funnier than shit when he doesn't get elected for president. Fucking going to be hilarious. Because I have a funny feeling that he's not going to. He can run a good game, but he ain't got nothing to back it up with. But anyways, back off of the Donald Trump bullshit and onto the fast food. Yes, fast food. It's convenient, it's there, and it's there for people that don't know how to cook. You know, or it's somewhere where we can take our kids so they can get something to eat, you know. And they're coming out with healthier options now. So don't sit there and badmouth people because they're going into a place like that or they work there, because they really don't need to hear your shit. Also, for the big girls out there in the world, you are beautiful. You are wanted. Just because some asshole behind a fucking monitor tells you that you're not healthy and you're ugly and the whole nine, don't fucking listen. Don't listen. Who gives a shit what they say? It's just words on a screen. There's nothing that can be done about it except for sitting there and put the caps button on and start talking smack back. You know, be the better person and, you know what, just be like, all right, that's your opinion. Go ahead. Be passive aggressive. That pisses them off even further. Because as soon as you piss them off by being passive aggressive, you already won. So, but other than that, you know, I've been called names and the whole night. Do you think it gets to me? No. Do you think I really care what anybody else says like that? No. You ain't got nothing nice to say to me. I ain't gonna listen to your ass. I'm really not. Sorry. I mean, I'll probably get comments on this video too from the comment that I made. And you motherfucking bitch, this is what I'm talking about. This is what fast food does. It's called fat food for a fucking reason. Okay, then you get on the agricultural economics, okay? You figure out why fruits and vegetables are so high priced that we can barely afford them. And on top of that, why don't you figure out a way to start charging people more at fast food restaurants instead of less than what fruits and vegetables cost? Okay? Figure that the fuck out. You can get a cheeseburger for 99 cents. So you grade that ounce, okay, whatever ounces it is, and then compare that to however many ounces of strawberries, asparagus, green beans, whatever. And try to figure out why a 99-cent cheeseburger that weighs the same as however many strawberries, but the strawberries cost you $3. Can you figure that out? Can you figure that out? It's like society wants us to be fat. It's expensive to buy healthy food. It very well is. And there is a lot of people out there right now that are not from my generation, thank goodness, but there are generations coming out of high school that can't cook. Cannot cook for shit. And, you know, that's not our fault. That's not the big girl's fault. It really isn't. It ain't the big girl that's on YouTube getting laughed at because she's going off on a fast food customer. That's not her fault. It's not my fault because I'm sitting here preaching about it. It's not my fault. It's society's fault. It's the economics' fault. Because you can get taxed on soda because it has carbonation and sugar. But when you order high C, there's no tax. When you order water, there's no tax. You order a tea unsweetened, there's no tax. But as soon as it's sweetened, there's 7 cents tax, or however much tax there is in your state. Figure that shit out. Fast food industries are the most successful in the world because they get to tax the piss out of them, and you don't realize it. And that's when they go, oh, well, if somebody's going to get smart and go away from us because we're charging too much, then we're just going to raise up the prices of the fruits and vegetables and everything healthy, so they have to come back to us. Do you not see a thing here? And then going back to the big girl part, yeah, who gives a shit? Okay? Everybody's different, everybody's different shape and size. Just because our thighs touch doesn't mean we're not acceptable in society. You know, my thighs touch, and you want to know why? I've had 2 kids. And I run around after them every fucking day. I don't get winded. Nothing gets in the road. I don't sit down and have a inconsolable food like a donut. There is no junk in my house. There is no junk in my house. There's everything I can cook. I don't cook with oil all the time. I might deep fry some stuff, but that's for my kids. I don't eat it. You want me to take pictures of my refrigerator? I can. Because there's no junk in there. There's blueberries and bananas and strawberries and apples because I can afford it. I have a very, very high food bill every month, but I can afford it. I mean, there's no junk. There's no microwave burritos. There's no microwave TV dinners or anything like that. There's ground beef. There's chicken. There's pork chops and the whole night ready to go, ready to cook. So not all big girls are the same. And the next time you see one, you better shut your lip and keep your opinion to yourself. Because it's not wanted and not warranted. Sorry. But, you know, of course, you mouthy guys that think you got balls outside on the street, why don't you tell one of them that to their face and see how they react to it? Because you might think you're being passive-aggressive on screen, but when you attempt that shit out in public, you're not going to get very far. Because usually the big girl you're attacking, her husband is coming around to defend her. And yes, by the way, I am married. 2 kids, have my own house, car, everything. Everything you can ever dream of. Now, I'm beginning to think that the reason why we get picked on so bad is because we have the better lifestyle. And you're just jealous because you don't have it. Well, to tell you the truth, in all honesty, my lifestyle is getting a little bit better. My husband's got a very, very, very good job right now. I am selling stuff on Redbubble. And I am starting up an Etsy store here soon. And I'm going to start selling on there. I mean, we're doing everything we can to do to take care of our kids. That is our sole concern. Our sole concern is not you. So if you make a comment to us, we don't care. And that works in the fast food industry too. The person behind the counter is probably supporting somebody, either themselves or they've got kids. And just because they work behind the counter doesn't give you the right to sit there and bash them because of what they do. You don't know the reason why they're doing that stuff. You don't know. So don't sit there and assume that you know everything. Because you don't. Now I ask you this one question. If you were in that same situation, would you want to have yourself come up there and talk to you like that? I wouldn't.